Hey you guys, Desmond here,
And Krisha,
and welcome back to the channel. And today we are here to discuss RuPaul's Drag Race All-Star Season 10, Episode 5. But before we get into it, I want to remind everyone to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We have a goal of 1,000 subscribers and we'd love to reach it as soon as possible. So please make our dreams come true and hit that little button, okay? So, Miss Creesha, what did we think of this episode of RuPaul's Drag Race?
baby, this was an episode.
You hear me? Do you?
Episode.
We go talk about it, but you know how I always say I would come in and play the game? I couldn't be mad at Mistress because I'm like, yeah, that's some shit I would have pulled. That is some shit I would have pulled. I would have just hoped you were the one that I did it with and not against.
Let me be George's. Actually, I want to be Lydia B. Collins.
That part, she's in the lead. Well, as of, the beginning of the episode, she's in the lead. So, yeah, I don't want to be Lydia. But,
However, comma.
there was a lot going on. So, let's go ahead and get into this gig. So, let me switch here. Boop! Alright, so we start off the episode with the queens, our bottom queens, returning to the workroom. They see the updated scoreboard showing Lydia with 3 points and Tina Burner with 2. Tina and Lydia then enter the room and, congratulate Lydia and Tina for officially getting her first win. Although I felt like she should have won the Rusical her season. I'm going to be quiet. But I truly felt like she should have won that Rusical. I did. So I'm glad Tina got her win. So now, it is time to give out the points. And Mistress conducted a whole scheme.
Good, because she spun my head right round.
I knew something was up when she was really pushing Nicole to give her point. Because everybody's like, yeah, we should come out where everyone has 1 point. And Nicole's like, well, I'll just switch with Carrie because we're right here on the couch. No need for me to get up.
Right.
And Mistress like, no. You said you were going to switch with me. So give me your point right now. I think that's where my brain would have kicked in and be like, if we're all going to end up with 1 point.
Switch with you so bad?
That part, like if we're all going to end up with 1 point, why does it matter if I switch with Carrie and you switch with George? It's y'all right there. No need to get up off the couch. Because I'm one of those folks.
Why we gotta physically switch anyway? We could just say I gave me.
I think that's something Drag Race wanted them to do, just to physically hand it to them so it can show that, yeah, you gave me your point.
Right.
But yeah, I was with Nicole. I'm like, I'll just switch with Carrie, you switch with George's. We'll call it a day. It'll be all good. But nope, Mistress was like, give me your point. And that's when I would have said no.
That part.
But Miss Nicole Page Brooks from Atlanta, Georgia did not say no. She gave her point. And this is where I would have stopped everything. Because I'm like, no. Before Carrie and Georgia do anything, give me yours back right now. Why does she have to go right now? No. You give me yours. Carrie, sit down. See, you can't play a player, okay? Because I'll be like, alright, I gave it to you, but hold on. Nobody move until I get mine. Nobody move. You know what I'm saying? But Carrie Colby gave Georges her point. And then Mistress was like, you're right, we're going to keep it in the family. But we're not family. So she switched it with Georges, giving them both 2 points. And my favorite, this face right here. Nicole was gagged.
Okay, gagged, gooped.
Bothered.
All the way bothered. I'm like, ooh, Miss Ma'am, with all the ham and the turkey, you done messed up. Baby. And this is them two afterwards. Talking about.
And don't get me wrong, if I was them, I'll be cackling right now. But if I was on the other end, if I was Nicole or freaking Carrie, oh baby, you got to see me right here.
right here and right now, I'm gonna need you to get up, take off your coat, cause we finna handle this right now. Cause what do you mean you playing with my emotions now? But yeah, I can't say nothing because I would have done the same thing. Now, me personally, I think I would have waited to pull this stunt in the final episode on stage. Like, right before we go out, I'll be like, hey, sis, just in case neither one of us is in the top 2, give me yours, give me mine. I've already told them, hey, we're all going to give it to each other, yada, yada. But you, give me yours. No. I take that back. It's smart to do it right here because now you have the lead. Nobody else is going to give you a point, so now you have to do good in the other challenges to continue on. But say if you don't, you kind of shot yourself in the foot.
Facts.
But yeah, I loved every second of it. I remember watching the little sneak peek, and I'm like, ooh.
Because trust me, like round 1, they almost didn't make it.
Who almost didn't make it?
The 3, the little trio.
Oh, you talking about from bracket 1?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 2 of them, they were making it for sure, but that spot that Aja took was up in the air. So yeah, it makes me wonder how bracket 3 is going to handle this, because I can't wait for next week to see how the bottom 4 from this week hand out their points just from the little sneak peek we got next week. I'm like, ooh, some more tomfoolery is afoot, and I'm ready for it, okay? So, it's the next day in the workroom. They come in. We see the updated scoreboard of Lydia with 3 points, Georges, Mistress, and Tina with 2 points, and Carrie and Nicole with 0. They sit down and they discuss it, honey. They're like, you're shady. Never again. Lydia officially becomes Mistress's daughter. And Mistress just loves adopting people she's working with. Seasons. Okay, Desmond. Mistress loves adopting queens that she is competing with on the season. Because if you remember, she got the twins from season 15.
Well, she got one of them. She didn't.
I believe it was Sugar. I think it was Sugar.
She got Spice.
She got Spice? Okay, I knew she got one of them. But I'm going to say the twins because, they're a package deal. And now...
Because Spice is the one that stayed behind. Sugar went home early.
Mm-hmm.
Sugar got adopted by the other one.
Malaysia.
Yeah.
But yeah, now she done got Lydia. And Miss Nicole did not
Which is so funny because when they're doing the promo stuff, Lydia says that she's... the other one. Tina Burner's daughter.
Lydia just wanted to be adopted. She didn't care who. Somebody adopt me right now, please.
I just want an extra name.
That part.
Lydia B.B. Collins.
That part. Like her name's not long enough already. Lydia Butthole Collins.
Now it's Lydia Butthole Brooks Collins.
My goodness. Upon today. But yes, and I love how they flat out told Mistress and Georges, y'all going first. Now, granted, they ain't got to go first because, jump ahead. They won the challenge. But if they didn't win, yeah, y'all going first. That would have been me too. I'd be like, no, y'all first. Don't nobody say shit. Give y'all's points out now.
And now Lydia gonna be on some Mistress stuff because she gonna play the game next week too.
Apparently, because Tina Burner seemed upset, and I can't wait. I'm like, I am loving this, okay? So, the alarm goes off. RuPaul gives the room out for the week, comes in and announces that this week's Maxi Challenge is a Rappin roast. And I'm like, okay, I see what you did here. I like it. It gives that, oh no, she better don't vibe. I'm here for it. I am here for it. Now, what I wish they would have done with this challenge, give them a live headpiece. And have them rap in the moment and not pre-recorded. Yeah. Now let's see how well y'all do. with the Rappin roast. Yeah, give them a headset or even a mic, and let them do it with a live mic. Mm-hmm. That would have been me. I'd be like, okay, let's get the mic set up. Give them all a cute little Britney Spears headset. And let's go. So, because Lydia Butthole Collins won the challenge last week, well, she was the top all-star, she gets to choose the order of the roast, well, of the Rappin roast. And she pretty much gave everybody somewhat what they want. Nobody was truly, like, upset with it. But, you know, we've talked about this before, and I've heard other people say this. It does not matter where you are in this roast. You're going to be funny or not. Now, would it be a better show to have the funny ones at the beginning and the end? Yes. But you don't get extra points for having a show that flows well. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, to me, it really doesn't matter what order I'm in. I'm like, honey, if you're funny, you're funny. If you're not, you're not.
And there are people that were funny to begin with that weren't funny when they did their roast.
Correct. So, while they're getting ready, our extra special guest judge, Chapel Rowan, comes into...
Rowan?
I said Rowan. Rowan. Chapel Rowan.
Yeah, I was like, who's Rowan?
I think that's my southernness that want to add a extra syllable in there. Chapel Rowan. I did it again. Chapel Rowan. She got away, honey. Okay, so Chapel Rowan. Yeah, Chapel Rowan comes in and, you know, she keeps with the queens, which I thought was really cute. I also thought it was funny that she stole Tina's wig. She's like,
but she got it back.
She's like, I know, but I was like, I'm just going to take this with me. Thank you.
It looked really good on her, though.
It would have been funny if she would have had it on the judging panel. Be like, and then we came and brought it back. Oh. But let's get to the main stage. Up first, we have the mother of all mothers. The hostess with the mostest, the queen of all queens, RuPaul. What did you think of RuPaul this week? And your score?
She said, I'm going to go with just a simple little frock. Mm-hmm. You know, nothing too ostentatious.
Nothing too crazy. You know,
nothing too crazy. You know, just a little snakeskin pattern. It's all right. You know, the wig needs to just a little bit. Just a little bit, because it I think it's like here, but because of how it's designed, it looks like it's here.
Yeah, and I think it also has to do with the makeup as well that makes it look further back than what it is. But it'd be simple if you just, you know, flipped it down.
Just a little bit. Because other than that, she looks gorgeous.
Yeah, start right here. This is where mine should be.
I put a different shoe on.
Yeah. I agree with
different
the shoe. Different shoe.
I still give it an A because she's still mother. She's still doing her thing. She just needs a few little and a little shoe change.
Mm-hmm. I would give it an A-. I agree. Different shoe, lower the wig. But this week we were joined by Michelle Visage, the hilarious Ross Matthews, and your extra special guest judge's favorite extra special guest judge, Chapel Rowan.
So I love how she came dressed like a blow-up doll.
I love it so much in so many different ways. Like, come on, Chapel. So it is now time for the Rappin roast. The queens come out, and up first we have Tina Burner. Now with Tina, I thought she did a really great job. A really great job. I do agree with her critiques. Towards the end there, she was trying to fit so many words in that she started talking. I'm like, whoa, I don't know what you just said.
I don't know what happened, but for whatever reason, like the subtitles just automatically showed up, and I was like, "Thank you,
thank you
so much."
You know me, I don't have on subtitles. I can't do it unless I'm watching something in a different language. Then I'll turn them on.
The subtitle automatically came on, and I was like, "Hey, okay."
There was only one show that I heard to turn on the subtitles on because it was like they were whispering. I'm like, I can't hear y'all. And it was the first season of White Lotus. For some reason, I just could not hear those folks. I'm like, baby, turn the subtitles on so I can see what y'all are saying. But as the season went on, I didn't need them no more. But still, that first couple episodes, I'm like, girl, turn them on. I felt real old. I'm like, turn them subtitles on.
Hard. They ain't got the budget yet.
Well, honey, they got one now.
Right. Ooh, look, I found this.
Is that a tennis racket?
Huh?
Is that a tennis racket?
It's a tennis racket for some flies.
Oh, one of them zapping thingies.
Mm-hmm. My stupid self did a Travis Willingham and hit it.
Oh.
when I pressed the button, because it ain't on right now.
Yeah.
But I hit it when I had pressed the button and I was oh.
No man. But let's move onwards to Nicole Paige Brooks from Atlanta, Georgia. I love this. I thought this was great. I think it's so Nicole. And one thing I'm appreciating Nicole on this season is she is authentically herself. And she's not going to adjust that for any challenge, for any person. She's like, here I am.
And here's what I have to say right now.
And this is what I have to say.
It's going to come out in the slow drawl.
I live for the wig. I thought... not right now. Who is this? Okay. But yeah, I really appreciated Nicole Paige Brooks from Atlanta, Georgia. I thought this was fun. This was kooky. This was her. Real good. Real good.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh is right. Hold on, y'all. Alright, we're back after that little technical difficulty. Up next, we have Lydia Butthole Collins. Now, she didn't look nervous to me. I was confused by that critique.
Me too, because I was like, what do you mean she looks nervous?
And then they also gave her the critique, the same one they gave Tina, saying she had too many words. I'm like, no, she didn't.
Because, baby, I was living for that. Ooh, Maddie Rance is on right now.
I thought that was a really good job, me personally. And I love the read to Carrie that she is the Tamar to Sasha's Tony.
Honey.
Baby, the way I almost fell off my couch. That was amazing. I loved it. So yeah, I thought that was some... Michelle has had a lot of weird critiques this week. And I love how Chaperone was right there below. I thought it was this. I'm like, thank you, Chaperone. That was so good. Up next, we have Mistress Isabel Brooks. Hey, you guys, Desmond. Oh. So, Mistress did a really good job. But I will say this. I expected her to go harder. The way she be coming for the gals, I expected her to come in like 10 times harder than she did. Did she still do a great job? Yes. Mm-hmm. Was I thoroughly entertained? Yes. Mm. But I truly thought she could have went harder.
Right.
But what did you think of Mistress Isabel Brooks?
I was confused by that too, because I was like, okay, she kind of read. It wasn't the best to me, and I have opinions about who was at the top. But it is what it is.
Oh, up next we have Georges 8.
Look, I had my top two. I
wonder if it's the same top Georgia? 2 as me. We'll see. But 8.
Can
you tell me what 4 plus 4 is?
What?
What 4 plus 4 is?
Oh, 8.
And that's what she did.
Yes.
And come to find out, Megami wrote this verse for her. I'm like, very much so. I'm like, it seems like everybody goes to Megami now. If they need a verse, go to Megami. Because first Nymphia did it.
Did they get the track beforehand?
I'm going to say yes because of what Nicole Page Brooks said. Because apparently they had to roast the queens. And they needed to know who was there to roast the queens. Because initially Maddie Morphosis was on that list. But once they got there, they were like, Maddie's not here. It's Lydia. She just did this season. Opened up a laptop and showed her just a little bit of what she just did. Because, you know, they haven't had a chance to see the season yet.
Right.
So I'm assuming that's how Megami wrote this verse. But it was great. Her performance was great. I disagree with Michelle. I like the little extra dancing moments she added to it. I'm like, hey, she's rapping. It's a music, so let her dance. Like, and at least it fit the lyrics. Like, the moves she was doing fit whatever lyrics she was saying. So I'm like,
it didn't take anything away from me.
For me, I enjoyed it quite a bit. Okay?
I enjoyed it. I loved it.
So we end off this roast with Carrie Colby. Amazing verse. The verse was everything, but it was not the challenge. And I'm like, I felt like there's a way that you could have alluded to queens without saying their names, because I get it. You want to be a little different. And you're like, oh, I'm not going to say their names. I'm just going to, you know, talk shit and they'll know who they're talking about. Honey, you were talking shit. I heard you. But none of your reads I could pinpoint to somebody.
They weren't person specific. They were very general read.
Yeah. So I'm like, if I were to do this and not say a name, I would allude. Like, I would make a red, yellow, and orange joke. And you'd be like, oh, that's Tina Burner. I'll make a short joke. Oh, that's Georges. I'll make a fat joke. Oh, that's Mistress. Like, you'll know by the type of jokes that I'm making. And then you're like, okay, cool, that's fine. But you were just spitting bars.
You know what? She was trying to be Rabbit her rap. That's what she was trying to do.
Listen, I was watching online, and some people believe that she had this verse prepared and was like, I'm going to use this verse regardless.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all gonna get what y'all get.
Right.
And I'm not reworking it to make it, you know, a roast. But if this was just like, you know, a regular girl group challenge, I feel like she could have been in the top this week.
Facts.
But with this being a rapping roast, she didn't roast. I was still quite hungry after the roast. Quite hungry. I didn't even get a carrot. I didn't even get a carrot from this roast, honey. But yes, that is our Rappin' roast, honey. So, it's time for the runway. Category is Little Shop of Horrors. So, we both misunderstood this prompt when RuPaul first said it. Because y'all know me, she says it, I pause, I think. And I really...
And because you started asking again, I knew to think.
Yeah, so I was thinking, and I'm like, okay, maybe this is a play on whore. And I'm like, oh, well, let's see, I could dress like a whore. What about the best little whorehouse in Texas? You know, one of my favorites. I'm like, we could make a reference to that, you know, whore. And then it could play off of 2 different musicals. Like, look at me, big brain. But then the queen started coming out, and I'm like, oh, this is more of a reference to the actual movie than it is to just being a whore. So I'm hoping on their list it was very clear, be like, hey, Little Shop of Horrors, dressed like a plant, you know, yada, yada, yada. Because if not, I would have showed up from looking like the best little whorehouse in Texas. But once I figured out what they wanted, I'm like, ooh, this will be cool. I can come out dressed as Tisha Campbell. And somehow we done got morphified into one of these plants.
And it could have been a cool, like, half Tisha, half whatever plant from the movie I chose. I think that would have been the route I would have chose, knowing what I was supposed to do. But yeah, my first initial thought was whore. Okay, I heard whore. We're going to dress like whores. But what would you have done for this runway?
See, okay, so I heard Best Little Whorehouse, or not Best Little Whorehouse, but I heard, Little Shop of Horror. So I was like, oh, okay, your second idea was my first idea, was to come out dressed like Tisha Campbell as a plant. Your first idea was my second idea, to come dressed up like Dolly Parton in the Best Little House of Horror, whatever it is, Best Little
Whorehouse in Texas, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, because that you can still pull that off, because the big hair becomes your plant. Because my favorite flowers are orchids, so the hair becomes the body part, the floral part of the orchid. The dress becomes the stem, and your shoes can be the little planter or the rocks that you end up doing it in, and you just look like an orchid in a plant. And that would have been my little Best Little Whorehouse in Texas reference.
Mm-hmm.
So it's so funny how we synchronized out so much, even from several miles away.
Yeah, because once I started seeing the runways, I'm like, okay, yeah. Because I wasn't going to do any, like, plant reference. I was just going to come out dressed as, big titties, hair to the sky, just got kicked, the house just got shut down, so I got my bags and we're walking out. Like, I was ready to give that moment, and then I'm like, oh, wait, no, they want us to dress like a plant. Okay.
And now I'm sitting here thinking, like, so what was the actual prompt?
Yeah, so I want to know what was on their paper. What was on that email they got?
Because this is not giving Best Little or Little Shop of Horrors to me at all. Little Shop of Horrors would have gave Shop of Horror reference, which would have made me dress up like Tisha Campbell as a plant.
Mm-hmm.
Then my second thought would have been Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, which would have gave me a Dolly Parton reference. And then I was like, well, heck, if we were just going to do flowers, because everybody decided to be a Venus flytrap, a cactus, and the only person who stood out was Tina Burner as a lily.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, and Lydia B. Collins, because she came out as a rose trap, which to me, I give her kudos, because I was like, that's really good for 5 days.
That part. We'll get to her. So let's go ahead and get into these looks. Up first, we had Tina Burner, who came out with this beautiful reveal. The only thing is, I wish the reveal had actual lilies in it, so when she dropped it, she could have done like a cute little spin, and flowers could have went everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I think that would have been the level I would have took it to. But I thought this was really cute. No notes. This is an A+ for me. Tina looks great.
I love it too. This is the best Tina's look, because she really does look like a man in women's clothes.
But what's your score for Miss Tina?
I give this an A. This is the best she's ever looked. I love the gloves. The gloves make her look real feminine. The stamen on top, for some weird reason, is my favorite fluffing part.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from the fact that it's pink.
So up next, Helotis, it's Georges. What did you think of Georges?
If I had that body, I would wear that too.
Who would you tell?
Everybody was just like complimenting. Oh my god, it's such a full-fledged outfit. Oh my god, it's not just a bodysuit. And to me, I'm like, it's still just a bodysuit. Just has extra pieces on it that makes it look like it's not just a bodysuit. It's the only difference. But I guess. I give it a B. Like, I like it, but to me, it's still just a bathing suit with extra pieces.
I would have to agree with the people online. I thought this was stunning. It kind of, I had to double look because I'm like, it gives a Chaps moment, and you know how I feel about Chaps. But
which is so funny considering how much Chaps is going to be at the Beyonce concert.
God, I'm trying not to look.
They're gonna be everywhere, bro. How you not gonna see that? I want to go. I hope I can afford Carter 3. I want to see 3. You can go to 2. I will go to 3, and I'm gonna drag you along with me.
I'm gonna say I wanted to go to 1. I wanted to go to Act 1, but I kept putting it off, and like I had a chance to go, but then last minute I'm like no, and then I saw all the great stuff, and I'm like, fuck all y'all. So this go round, I've changed locations 3 times because initially I was gonna go in Houston, but what do you call them folks? My friend is having her birthday weekend the same weekend, and I'm like, well, hell. And I'm like, well, all right, I'll go to Vegas, which is at the end of July. But then WWE, I'm a big wrestling fan as I like to call it, announced that they're doing another Evolution, which is an all-women's PLE. I'm like, I have to go to it. So I looked it up, and guess what? Beyonce's going to be there pretty much that whole week. So if the way I'm trying to plan it, it's going to go Beyonce, wrestling, come home. Because there's 2 wrestling events with the Evolution ticket. You get a ticket for both. And I'm like, okay, cool. So Beyonce, wrestling, come home.
I got a year and a half to save up for Beyonce.
Oh, listen, like they say online, I'm gonna be in the 2 hands to heaven section and having the best time ever way up there.
I just wonder what the stage is gonna look like. We've done a circle, we've done a triangle and a star. So maybe we'll do like a square.
I don't know. But yeah, George's, she gets an A from me. This is
gorgeous. Be a diamond.
Up next, we have Nicole Paige Brooks from Atlanta, Georgia. Now, before she did that slow-ass reveal, I thought this was stunning. Like, this right here would have been A+. Then she revealed to this. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to bring it down to an A-.
Facts.
Because I didn't like this second look at all. The first one was everything. But what did you think, and what's your score?
I agree, because I was sitting there, I was like, okay, this is nice. And my Tiffany Haddish voice. This is nice.
And I think what gets me is you could tell that garment was not made to be a reveal. Like, she literally just took it off.
Right.
I'm like, oh, baby.
Because I don't even think that really goes underneath. And even if it was made to be a reveal, like, I think it was meant to be just like, I'm doing a ballad and this is just a slow thing that I am taking off, as opposed to I'm walking down the runway
on RuPaul's
and I'm going to take this off.
Yeah.
Because it was just like, oh, let me slide an arm out here and a slide arm out there. And you could have walked and kind of slithered out of it and revealed into a snake, as opposed to being the inside of a cactus, which is not pink. But okay.
Let's move on to Lydia Butthole Collins. What did you think of Butthole?
Like I said, like, I really enjoyed this look, in all honesty. Like, I was like, okay, this is not bad for 5 days. Somebody who had to get this together at the last minute, she really, really killed this. So I give this an A. Like, the only thing that looks kind of like 5 day-ish about it is literally the little hand puppet. It was like, it's giving, I went to Michael's, bought a bunch of flowers, and yeah, roses.
Yeah.
But other than that, great look. So I give it
Yeah, I would have gave this a B plus. I thought this was really good. Thought it was cute. I agree with the hand puppet. That just kind of took me out of it. But for 5 days, like you said, she was able to pull that together. But yeah, this was real cute. B plus for me. Up next is Mistress Isabel Brooks. I thought this was cute. I'm like, I appreciated her stepping outside of her box. I give this an A minus.
I thought she looked like Bowser.
A lot of people said that. I'm like, I didn't see Bowser until people said it, and I'm like, yeah. That's Bowser.
It's Bowser. I don't know what anime she was referencing. I know that's the look she was kind of going for. I give it a B.
All right. Moving on to Carrie Colby. This was everything. But it's your turn to go first, so what did you think of Carrie Colby?
I agree. This was everything. I really wish that whole thing rolled out with her just a little bit. And then when she got to like the middle of the walkway or like the foot of the breezeway, then you can open it and then walk out. And then we see the whole outfit, because obviously it comes apart because we see that it does when they're standing on the stage. I would have loved to have seen the whole outfit before you just accidentally got naked and saw that you had a tail attached to your bum. But other than that, like, all that aside, I do give it an A minus. But it's only because, to me, the reveal happened too quick.
I don't think the reveal happened too fast. I just wish there was more of an evolution. Like, I wish the blue piece, where it was part of the flower as well, that was on her, that would have came with her, and then she took that part off to reveal what's under at the end of the stage. But this was so gaggy, because I was not expecting her just to walk off and leave half of her garment behind her. I'm like, come through. Now, the final look, I wish there was more to that. But yeah, she turned this out for me. This was amazing. This gets an A. So, out of all these amazing looks this week, who had your favorite look?
I'm going to say... I'm going to give it to Carrie.
Excuse me, y'all. I don't know why I keep yawning. I don't yawn like this until I start recording. Then all of a sudden I'm tired. My goodness.
It's because you're talking a lot more than usual, and you're inhaling a lot more air than...
Tell them to inhale these hands. How about that? So, my favorite is Georges this week. I thought she was stunning. So after deliberation, RuPaul announced that the top 2 All-Stars of the week are Mistress Isabel Brooks and Georges. Do you agree?
No.
Okay. Well, what was you thinking for the top 2 this week?
To me, my 2 favorites were Lydia and Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I think Lydia did an excellent job. I don't know where they got that read from, that she just was nervous. I really think they were...
I was so confused by that. I'm like, she wasn't nervous at all.
I really think they were just nitpicking because she was in the lead last week and she already had 3 points, and they were like, yeah, we don't want to do all that.
They just did it with Irene. Irene won every challenge.
Look, I don't know. Yeah. I think just because she was new and they were like, oh, let's try to give these old heads like a fair chance. I don't know, some BS like that.
Now, I agree with you on the top 2 this week. I think it should have been Georges and Lydia. I'm not upset that Mistress is there because she did a fantastic job. I'm like, okay, cool. But if I had it my way, it would have been Georges and Lydia lip syncing this week.
And plus, if I would have had it my way, Mistress would have had a win last week, so we wouldn't have to worry about all that by giving Lydia the win this week. So, they lip sync to Hot to Go by Chappell Roan. This lip sync was interesting.
Okay, because I was like, if this lip sync was so mid.
It wasn't bad, but like it wasn't great either.
It was mid.
And I just really think it came down to Hot to Go. Because I don't think Hot to Go was a good choice for a drag race lip sync. I'm like, I think Good Luck Babe probably would have worked better. Or Feminine Phenomenon, I think would have been great as a lip sync song on Drag Race. I'm like, there was other Chappell songs I felt like they could have chose that would have fit better for Drag Race instead of Hot to Go.
Yeah, but that's the one they chose. And to me, it was like, it might be that it came down to the song. I know that I had to watch it twice because I thought I slept through it the first time. And then after I watched it the second time, I was like, oh, I didn't miss it. I really was watching.
It was the way they cut the song. It was a weird cut of the song. I'm like...
It was something. Just something was off.
Because that's what was bothering me the first time I watched it. I'm like, why are we doing... Whoever edited this lip sync chose the weirdest parts of the song to show.
I don't know. It was weird. I didn't like it. I thought the lip sync was mid.
I thought it was fine.
I was like, if somebody's gonna win, it better be Georgia's, because I watched it twice before I found out who won.
Mm-hmm. And see, I was the other way around. I'm like, okay, this seems fine. If I had to choose a winner, I would have chose Mistress.
No, I would have chose Georgia.
So now we see how RuPaul came to her decision, because she announced that both queens won the lip sync.
Which I didn't understand either, but okay.
Okay. I'm like, that's fine. Okay. Well, the gag was, she was like, you're going to split $10,000 and that point. I'm like, oh, I thought she was just going to give them both the point. She said, no. Y'all got to split that. Y'all not getting a full point? No. So they both received half a point each, leaving them with 4.5 points. So,
which basically just puts them in the lead next week.
I really think it's going to come down to one of them making it because of that 0.5. So, like, somehow another queen's going to have 4 points, but because George's or Mistress has 4.5, they're going to move onwards.
Right.
So, at the end of this episode, both George's and Mistress has 4.5 points. Lydia has 3. Tina has 2. And Carrie and Nicole have 0. Do you know how much of a gag it would be if Carrie or Nicole makes it to the semifinal? From 0 points to being in the semifinal. That'll be gaggy, and I'm rooting for them. I hope one of them be like, oh yeah, I had 0 points, but guess what? But between what y'all gave me, then I won the challenge, yada yada yada. I'm going through. Y'all thought y'all was stopping something. Oh. But yes, at the top of the next episode, they got to give out their points. And now they dance the night away. You make me feel whisper in my ear. And we find out next week they're doing Star Booty, the Rebooty, the Rusical. I'm excited for Star Booty, the Rebooty.
Booty, the Rebooty.
When RuPaul said the Rebooty, I'm like, I love you so much. Star Booty, the Rebooty, the Rusical. And it looks like it's going to be a pretty fun one. I'm liking the way that the stage is set up. And we saw from the clips that maybe Lydia does something a little different with her points that she gives away. I don't know. I'm intrigued to see. All I know is Tina appears to be upset. Which means she's probably assuming that Lydia was going to give her a point. But I'm not going to lie to y'all. If it was me, if I was in the bottom this week and Carrie and Nicole both had 0, I would give it to one of them. I ain't going to lie to you. I would feel, especially if it was my wrongdoing that led to them having 0. I'm like, okay, this week I will give one of y'all a point. Probably Carrie, because I love Carrie. But we'll have to wait and see, honey. So I have nothing else to add. Do you?
Nope.
Well, honey, let's go ahead and wrap this up here. Tell the children where they can find you online.
You can find me at Cresha McGill. That's CRESHAMCGI. All social media.
And you can find me in the club, pocket full of bud, mama. But if I'm not there, you can find me on all social media platforms at Simply Desmond. That's SIMPLYDSMOND. Thank you so much for spending a piece of your day with us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time. Bye.